Hello, SoCal EUC riders. I was pretty impressed with the first video footage I saw of Roger with the extended selfie stick, mostly because the high speed, the background's going by so fast. It looked really impressive, and you couldn't really see at first that he was holding the selfie stick. So getting the body in a kind of a neutral position that doesn't draw attention to the fact, like, hey, I'm holding a selfie stick. I think part of that is because you can't be all over the map and really expressive when you're in a speed run. You have to kind of, you know, take a certain posture, but you don't want to have to add the complexity of holding up like a 9 foot selfie stick. So what am I doing here? Doing a little SolidWorks thing where I've made some 3D models. This is representative of an X3 Insta360 cam with a 1/4 inch threaded quarter 20 hole in the bottom. This I'll call a coupler. The coupler has a hole in it, and I'll tell you what that's going to be used for. But mostly what we're just doing is putting a quarter 20 threaded rod on each side of that cylindrical coupler, and in this case that cylinder is about the same diameter, same OD as the thickest part of a selfie stick. This over here looks like feathers on an arrow, um, and pretty much just there can be three, there can be four, but it's like on a bomb or a feather or an airplane or some kind of control surface where you're trying to get something to trail nicely. So why am I showing you this? Well, because I was thinking about it, and I think what you could do differently is take not one but two super long selfie sticks, or maybe if you're not going to go for the full 9 feet but you want to get like 6 feet or something, you have these extended only to 6 feet, but you can start with the longest and join them in the middle with this coupler. Then on this end, it's kind of your arrowhead. You put your camera on, and then on this end, you'd make this so that it could thread on to that. These are I have selfie sticks where this is the quarter 20 at the end. It goes right on into the middle of a, Insta360 cam. And in this case, you could start with like a coupling nut, which is basically a really tall, long hexagonal object with a quarter 20 hole in it. And then on 3 of the 6 sides, add some kind of feather-like thing. This could be 3D printed. You could put the coupling nut inside and find a way to screw feathers onto the end of a selfie stick. But I think what you'll see here is that if this is ultimately kind of like, looks like a little bit like a javelin, but like an arrow, and you've got kind of a heavier mass there, and then feathers that trail. You could telescope these a little bit longer, a little bit shorter to get the right, balance weight. Maybe because the camera's heavier than the feathers, this has got to be a little shorter and this is longer. But you could have like a belt instead of a chest harness or something. But maybe a belt with a pin that comes out at your hips, or maybe close to under your arms or on the side of your arm. But anyway, if you could kind of balance, and then maybe you even have some straps or some things that are kind of like a 2-point mount system or a 3-point mount system. Now you can really steady this camera and have that head be out well in front of you, capturing all that glorious footage, while the back is doing its best to just maintain stability and trail to the point where you don't even have to hold the damn selfie stick. I mean, ultimately, I think the goal of this would be to have a really long forward-facing selfie stick with this trail, everything hidden by the fact that it's basically still going to be in a blind spot, and then let Roger or Don or Marty, whoever's doing the speed run, do his thing. So anyway, 3D printing, do it. I volunteer my crashed camera with the bad lens for testing it out, but all you need is 2 selfie sticks, an adapter, and some tail feathers to get out there and shake your tail feather. Okay, ciao.